A bill here in the Senate could soon make childcare more affordable for some West Virginians. I'm Samantha Smith, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll take you to the State House.
I'm Melandra Molina. Not everyone has access to the hospitals like the one you see behind me. Now millions of dollars are being invested to transform rural health care, but the clock is ticking to make it work. I'll have that story coming up on WVU News.
West Virginia ranks 45th among school systems nationally, but the Third Grade Success Act is changing that. Coming up, I'm Lily Reisenweber, and I'll tell you why third grade test scores are rising. Our national Emmy-award-winning WVU News starts now.
Lawmakers in West Virginia are considering a bill that could help some families across the state by making childcare more accessible. I'm Jeremy Sands.
And I'm Lily Reisenweber. An event that has brought together thought leaders at WVU's campus for more than 30 years returns this semester, giving students the chance to engage their community on important issues.
These stories and more coming up on WVU News, an Emmy-award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University.
Lawmakers in West Virginia introduced 5 education bills in January, aiming to put the state school systems front and center.
That's right, Lily. And one bill that passed in 2023 is now making a noticeable impact on early elementary students.
I had the opportunity to talk to lawmakers and Board of Education officials in Mon County to see how the Third Grade Success Act is changing elementary education. A bill passed in 2023 focusing on changes made in elementary school classrooms to improve test scores has proved effective. Main sponsor of the bill, House Speaker Roger Hanshaw, said the importance of third graders reading on level is vital to their future education.
The data is very compelling. The data tells us that if a student finishes the third grade and doesn't read at grade level by the time she or he has finished the third grade, the odds of that student ever reading at grade level in his or her lifetime is 11%.
House Bill 3035, the Third Grade Success Act, adds additional aids in classrooms, specialized teacher training, student assessments, and multi-tiered support systems to build a stronger academic foundation. A study by Harvard and Stanford showed that West Virginia rose from 42nd to 11th in reading growth and 22nd to 6th in numeracy growth from 2022 to 2024. Superintendent Dr. Eddie Campbell says extra help in the classroom is necessary.
When you can get additional trained adults in classrooms at that formidable reading years for kids, I think you're going to see benefits.
As reading and math outcomes continue to change, so does curriculum.
We have whole group trainings for teachers at certain points during the year. Each of our elementary schools have weekly trainings that are called professional learning communities where teachers work as grade level teams, and we also have individual professional development with our academic coaches.
Schools also provide parents with regular updates on their students' progress. Individual intervention plans may be required for those students who do not meet learning goals. While the Third Grade Success Act is helping students succeed in the classroom, another proposed bill could improve the care they receive before they get there.
Legislative reporter Samantha Smith joins us now with more. Samantha?
Jeremy, Lily, West Virginia is currently facing a child care crisis. 26,000 children across the state lack access to the care they need. Senate Bill 429 could bring real relief to at least some of those parents. The bill looks to draw more health care workers into the workforce by giving them a scholarship for the care of their own children. I traveled to Fairmont to speak with one local grandmother who says this could truly be life-changing.
Want to go home with me?
Tammy Cole is the owner of Tammy's Kiddo Corner in Fairmont, West Virginia. She has owned the daycare for 14 years and says she struggles to keep her prices low enough for her customers.
I do keep everything as low as I can, which hurts me also.
Cole works an additional job while taking care of her granddaughter just to make ends meet. She says it's hard to keep employees for that same reason.
And with what they make, it makes it very difficult to keep employees. Because of that, because of what they make, and then when they have to pay child care, it makes it very difficult for them.
But that could soon change. Senate Bill 429, sponsored by Republican Senator Mike Oliverio, would create a scholarship for childcare workers to cover the cost of care for their own children. Childcare in West Virginia costs nearly $9,500 a year. That's nearly $37 a day. Take a look around this Senate chamber. That's 34 seats. That means $1 per seat every day, and that's just for one child. Under the bill, childcare workers who are employed for at least 20 hours per week would get a full subsidy payment for their own child. Oliverio says the bill not only supports childcare workers, but also the economy.
Our workforce is 50th in the country, so it would help us there. With more people in the workforce, it would increase our personal income tax collections, which would help our budget to help us serve all of our citizens.
As for Cole, she says she hopes the bill passes and she can continue to provide care for children in her community. The bill was introduced in the Senate in January and was sent to the Health and Human Resources Committee. If it passes, eligible families can begin to receive scholarships this year. Officials estimate the scholarship program could cost West Virginia more than $520 million each year.
Amazing, Samantha. As parents work for expanded access to childcare, state health leaders are taking a broader look at what families in the Mountain State need to thrive. Now, a major rural health transformation backed by a nearly $200 million federal investment is aiming to change how healthcare is delivered across West Virginia. Health reporter Alondra Molina has the story.
The majority of those elected to the Senate have voted in the affirmative.
The federal award is one of the largest per person in the region, and state leaders say it's meant to modernize how healthcare works in rural West Virginia. But one of the biggest barriers isn't the doctor, it's the drive.
West Virginia in general is really lacking in ways to transport and also just health-wise. We have a lot of health problems, both mentally and physically. So having more health in general for people who really need it would be an amazing addition to West Virginia. 55% of West Virginians live in rural communities just like this one, making it one of the most rural states in the country. And when you live miles from a hospital or a clinic, getting care isn't always that simple. From buses to volunteer drivers, the goal is to close the transportation gap between where people live to where they need to be. A new rural health transformation program aims to change that. Dr. Clay Marsh, Chancellor and Executive Dean for WVU Health Sciences, says the investment is significant.
As we look at bringing new technology, new capability to rural health practices, we hope that's going to, to make a difference in the longer term practice of medicine in rural parts of West Virginia.
Hospitals and local health centers will be able to upgrade equipment, add staff, and share patient information more easily. Officials hope more people will get treated and follow up on care without the burden of time and travel.
Our real focus and the real benefit that we would be able to bring West Virginia sustainably is to improve the health of the population.
While the program will continue over the next few years, Marsh says the impact could last much longer, helping rural communities build a stronger system of care. Alondra Molina, WVU News, Morgantown.
That investment could reshape healthcare in rural communities for years to come. But real change that comes from money and policy often starts with one thing: conversation. And one event at WVU brought community members together to talk about the issues impacting the entire state. The Hardesty Festival of Ideas was created in 1995 by former WVU President David Hardesty. The three-day series brings together experts and public figures for thoughtful discussions. This year, one presentation focused on business and innovation, from personal journeys to professional success. Panelists shared how their backgrounds shaped their careers, the lessons college didn't teach them, and the challenges that redefined their paths. Additional touch points dealt with passion and purpose, and how to stay grounded among the chaos. One panelist even shared the best advice he received in college.
I want people to know, I believe God's given everybody a gift, many gifts. And when you use your gifts, it's just amazing how easy things are sometimes. So she told me, things that are meant to be are easy.
The discussions ended with audience questions, offering advice and insight for the next generation of leaders.
Coming up, more than 1 million trade jobs are vacant nationwide. How technical schools are preparing students for high demand and high paying jobs.
That story and more after the break.
History is more than just books. I'm Reagan Deuceman, and after the break on WVU News, I'll tell you how these simple instruments can create more than just sound, but a community.
Quiet and ready in control room. 3, 2, 1. Fan in bumper.
WVU News is local, in-depth, and always on the move for you. And it's always on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed College of Media website. A national first-place Emmy-award-winning college newscast, taped at the Waterfront Studio at West Virginia University. Stay in the know, stay connected, watch WVU News.
I'm Samantha Smith, reporting on the stories that matter to you this legislative session. This is WVU News.
Welcome back to WVU News. For decades, the message was clear. Graduate from high school, then head to a four-year college.
But today, about 15% of students nationwide are enrolled in career and technical education programs, showing how popular these alternative paths have become.
Reporter Laken Campbell joins us from Studio B to tell us more. Laken?
Thanks, Jeremy. Lily. High school students are trading textbooks for tool belts, and it's paying off. Career and technical education has climbed more than 6% nationwide since the COVID-19 pandemic, with some programs seeing double-digit growth. More than 1 million trade jobs sit unfilled across the country. I spent the day at MTech, or Mon County Technical Education Center, where high school students are stepping into these careers early.
As workforce shortages grow across construction, manufacturing, and skilled trades, more students are turning to career and technical education. And for high school senior Cole Blosser, the decision was strategic.
I say the trades seem to make pretty good money, and it's honest work too and hard work, so I think I'll be all right.
According to federal labor data, skilled trade jobs like welding are projected to grow steadily over the next decade, with wages often exceeding $25 an hour right out of certification programs. And according to welder instructor Don Robinette, he is seeing the increase in job interest.
There is such an increase right now. One of the stats that I found was that for every 5 blue-collar workers right now that's retiring, there's only 2 to replace them. So it's high demand, and you can basically go do what you want.
And national data shows enrollment rising sharply in recent years, driven by demand for high-paying jobs that don't require a 4-year degree.
And in the Mountain State, a traditional college degree can cost students around $45,000. Compare that to becoming certified in a trade like welding right here as a high school student for free in under 2 years.
And while women still make up a small percentage of total trade jobs, the number of female plumbers, welders, and construction workers has increased since 2017 by about 50%. But being a minority in a male-dominated profession doesn't scare junior Paige Mill.
I really just wanted job stability, a way that I can be creative, make an impact.
As Gen Z looks for affordable, fast-track careers, more students are stepping into workshops instead of lecture halls.
Trade schools are no longer considered an alternative path. They're becoming a primary one. Many high-demand trade jobs are offering positions right out of high school, with salaries as high as $80,000. It's a shift that's redefining what success after high school can look like. Visit the website at the bottom of your screen if you'd like more information about the opportunities at MTech. Jeremy, Lily, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Lakin. In every neighborhood journey, there are stories we pass by every day. Stories that don't ask for attention but deserve to be seen. Some are quiet, some are powerful, all of them matter.
And Lily, those stories are the focus of our segment Seen and Heard, the story next door. This week, we meet one local group committed to keeping the spirit and history of Appalachian music alive.
Reagan Dusman joins us live in the studio to tell us more. Reagan?
Thanks, Lily. Jeremy. In Appalachia, music is more than just something you listen to. It's something you pass down from generation to generation. Appalachian folk music started in the 1700s, but it wasn't first commercially recorded until the 1920s. Today's story is about a jam session doing more than making music. It's keeping history and tradition alive.
On a weekday evening, tucked away in a corner of WVU's campus, a circle forms. No stage, no performance, just people and music. This jam session brings together musicians of all ages and skill levels. At the center of it all, community members who say what's happening here is older than any of them.
I think that it's just a really essential element of culture, American culture, Appalachian culture, and I think that there have been, over its history, I feel like Appalachia has been sort of pushed down in a lot of aspects. So I think that being able to have a way to really keep the culture alive and invigorated is really important.
Appalachian music dates back more than 300 years, blending Scots-Irish ballads, African rhythms, and the everyday stories of mountain life. Many of the tunes played today were never written down. They were learned by ear, passed from neighbor to neighbor.
Long before concert halls and music festivals, this music lived on front porches and in living rooms, or any space players could find. But this jam band uses the lobby of Percival Hall on WVU's campus in an effort to pass this down to the next generation.
One local music teacher says this group strives to keep that oral tradition alive.
The majority of the tunes that we play are all passed down through word of mouth and by just listening. Thankfully, we live in a modern age and you can kind of look up recordings and things, but most of my favorite tunes I've never heard on the internet, I've only heard here.
These sessions aren't about perfection. Missed notes are welcome, because the point isn't how it sounds, it's that it's still being played. Silvernagel says she keeps coming to these sessions, not only to strum along, but to form bonds.
A lot of these people have become extremely close personal friends of mine. I'm a little newer to this specific jam, but I continue to just meet really, really amazing, wonderful, kind folks. And I just think that there's something about this music that really brings that out in people.
And that's the real magic of Appalachian music. It doesn't live in museums or history books. It lives right here, in shared chords, shared stories, and a community willing to pull up the chair and join in.
The Percival Pickers have met every Tuesday for the past 50 years and have no intention of stopping anytime soon. Because sometimes we don't need words to bond us, just open minds, hearts, and ears. Well, that's all for this week's Seen and Heard, the story next door.
Great story, Reagan. After the break, we're heading to Snowshoe Resort, where kids from across the country gather to compete for their Olympic dreams.
Stay with us.
Big air, blazing speeds, and kids with Olympic-sized dreams. I'm Nikia Bracey at Snowshoe Mountain, and straight ahead, why every second on these slopes could change everything.
I'm Jeremy Sands, and coming up on WVU News, I'll show you how some of the most patient teachers in West Virginia have 4 paws and a wagging tail.
Hi, we're WVU. You probably know us for screaming. And yeah, we're pretty good at it. But here, it's more than a chant. It's our celebration of innovation.
Let's go.
Our rallying cry for community.
Let's go!
And honestly, it's just our way of life. So whether you're chasing big dreams or just chasing sunsets.
Let's go!
I'm Braden Laszlo outside the Athletics Performance Center, and this is WVU News.
Thanks for staying with us on WVU News. The 2026 Winter Olympics just wrapped in Italy, but here at home, the next generation of Olympians are starting their journeys to the podium.
Sports anchor Braden Laszlo joins us now with more. Braden?
Thanks, Lily, Jeremy. The event at Snowshoe Resort drew dozens of young skiers and snowboarders chasing their dreams for gold. Nearly 3,000 athletes from around the world competed in Milan, but as Nakia Bracey reports from Snowshoe Mountain, these young athletes are racing against the clock for a chance to make it to the next level.
Over 65 competitors traveled to Snowshoe Mountain to compete in the USA Snowboard and Free Ski Appalachian Series. Snowshoe, Seven Springs, Wintergreen, and Massanutten make up the 3 states that comprise the series. And for 12-year-old Jake Baer, he's been dreaming of the Olympics since he clipped in for the first time.
My first time ever snowboarding when I was 8. I loved it and I wanted to do competitions.
It's about pushing limits and chasing something bigger than a finish line. And for Jake's mom, Blair Baer, the feeling of pride is indescribable.
It's amazing because you watch them overcome a lot of obstacles, especially doing multiple sports, and you know that they're going to take that into life. So that's amazing, you know, that you want them to learn something from all of this, and it's just amazing watching them. I'm learning with them, you know, like they make me better people watching them do that.
And for these parents watching from the sideline, the nerves are real because out here, everything comes down to 100th of a second. That's the difference between not making the team and taking first place. And remember, more than half of the racers here are under 12 years old, just like Jake. And the nearly 5,000-foot vertical drop looks a whole lot different. But all this competition comes with a price. Literally, Jake's mom explains.
Do car sleeping, lots of car sleeping. You know, it costs a lot of money to do this, so we do whatever it takes. And the kids also sacrifice by doing that. You know, they'll be like, okay, it's fine, we'll sleep in the car while we're driving to the next event.
And Jake is hoping that his family's sacrifices pay off because he wants to prove that size doesn't matter when you have heart.
Oh, everything. It would be, boom, the best.
Jake is one of 200 athletes hoping to punch their ticket at the Winter Olympics.
They may be small in size, but their dreams are huge. Out of dozens of young competitors, just a handful advance to regionals, one step closer to nationals, and eventually the Olympic stage.
Thanks, Braden. While some kids are chasing their dreams on the slopes, others are building confidence in their local library. And the secret to better reading might come with 4 paws and a wagging tail.
West Virginia ranks near the bottom in literacy for children, but one program is working to turn that around. Read to Rover pairs young students with therapy dogs, building them confidence in a stress-free setting. In West Virginia, nearly 3 out of 4 fourth graders aren't reading proficiently. So, at the Morgantown Public Library, they're trying something a little different. Meet Rory, part therapy dog, part reading buddy. And Rory has a new best friend. It's 7-year-old Adelie Westfall.
When I was reading to the dog, it made me feel safe. It's fine. They're not trying to do anything. They would never hurt somebody. If they're here and they're therapy dogs, they're not trying to hurt you.
The program is called Read to Rover, and once a month, children ages 5 to 12 get one-on-one time reading allowed to certified therapy dogs for free in a calm, no-pressure space. And for library employee Kathy McMaster, she says the confidence boost is obvious.
Dogs are not judgmental. Dogs just sit and listen, and the kids read to them and pet them. So, you know, I think the kids get so much more out of it than trying to read to an adult, and the dogs enjoy it too.
Programs like this one are backed by research. A study from UC Davis found that more than half of parents said whose children read to animals read with greater confidence and more often. And when you're reading to a listener who doesn't interrupt, doesn't correct, and definitely doesn't judge, the desire to read comes a little easier.
The hot
Experts also say interacting with animals can lower stress levels, even reducing cortisol and blood pressure. Morgantown parent Samantha Heston says her child, who usually struggles to pick up a book, couldn't wait to read to the dogs.
Usually at home, if I'm trying to get them to read, it's generally a fight. There was zero fight and nothing but excitement for tonight, so we'll definitely be back.
And for these kids, it's not just about sounding out words. It's about finding their voice. And sometimes, the best teacher in the room has 4 paws and a wagging tail. The next Free to Rover event is scheduled for March 26th at the Morgantown Public Library.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of WVU News. I'm Lily Reisenweber.
And I'm Jeremy Sands. You can visit us online on our website. You can also watch our shows on YouTube and statewide on West Virginia Public Broadcasting on Saturday evenings at 6:30.
We also stream on HD Media's website and on KDKA TV's website. Thanks for watching WVU News. We'll see you next time.